My beloved child, listen to my voice as a gentle breeze that touches your weary soul after days and months of waiting, wondering, and hoping. I know there have been moments when you thought the promise of a new home was merely an unfulfilled dream, a distant echo of my former words that once stirred your heart but slowly faded into doubt. Yet today I repeat this not to awaken a vague yearning but to affirm this truth. My appointed time is drawing near. You will not remain in the place that once served as your resting ground, for that place, though once divinely appointed, has fulfilled its purpose in your journey. I am not leaving you wandering through cramped spaces of the heart or circumstance, but I am preparing a new dwelling, not just physical but deeply spiritual, a place where my presence will be felt more vividly, where your breath will grow lighter and your heart will beat to the rhythm of peace. There are times, my child, when I work in silence to refine your faith, so that when nothing seems to be happening, you still choose to believe I am preparing. That is when your faith is purified like gold in the fire. Do not let time corrode your hope, for I forget no promise. I am not slow as some count slowness, nor do I act hastily only to confuse you. I move at the divinely appointed moment, when every element aligns, when your mind is ready, when the new land is prepared, and when the old mission has been perfectly completed. Every step I lead you in has sacred purpose, whether you understand it or not, whether you feel strong or tremble in faith. You are not left behind, nor are you off course. You are simply in the sacred transition between grace and obedience. Where you are currently, whether it's a home, a circumstance, a relationship, or a season, was once a blessing. I placed you there with clear purpose. It was once a refuge, a training ground, a shelter, but now it has completed its task. It has helped you grow, taught you to trust, to fight, and to wait. And when something has finished its mission in your life, I will not leave you stuck there. I always invite you to move forward, for your journey is a flowing river, not a stagnant pond. Believe this when I tell you to leave. It's not because the place is wrong, but because the new place has been prepared even better, broader, brighter, more abundant in life. Do not fear when doors begin to close. Do not cling to what I am asking you to release. Do not assume that because you cannot see clearly I am not moving. You may not see my hands at work, but every brick of that new home is being placed with wisdom and love. I am aligning the right people around you, opening opportunities at the appointed time, and removing every barrier that has held you back. You may feel afraid to leave the familiar, but I promise you this new place is not just a place to dwell. It is where blessings will be poured out, where the past can no longer chain you, where forgotten dreams will rise again in the radiant light of hope. My child, I do not promise a life without challenges as you step into the new, but I do promise this: I will be with you. This new home is not about bricks or location. It is where your soul will be restored, where you will hear my voice more clearly, where you will be healed from old wounds, and where your vision will be lifted higher than ever before. Do not let the delay, as seen by human eyes, cause you to doubt my divine timing. I am the Alpha and the Omega. I do not start something in your life only to abandon it. I always complete what I begin. And when I say I am moving you to a new place, it shall come to pass, not by human strength, not by calculation, but by my power and my faithfulness. So, my beloved, prepare your heart, ready your mind, and pack your faith. Keep your heart tender that I may guide you step by step. Do not carry old burdens or cling to what I have told you to lay down. You cannot enter a new season with an old mindset. You cannot receive what is new while your hands still hold tightly to what is past. I am making a way, and no one will be able to shut the door I open. The new home, whether literal or spiritual, is drawing near. And in that place you will be reborn, restored, and stronger than ever before. For I am the faithful God, and everything I have spoken will surely come to pass. My beloved child, let your heart become still in this moment, to hear my voice echoing from eternity, a tender yet powerful call reaching you amid the noise of life. You are not an accidental piece in the puzzle of creation, nor are you a wandering soul striving to find your place in a vast world. No, my child, you are a masterpiece, crafted by my very hand. Every detail, every curve, every facet of who you are reflects my divine and perfect design. You are not the result of random chance, but a deliberate choice born from my eternal love. Therefore do not fear when I call you out from what is familiar. I know there are things to which you've become attached, places you've called, home roles you've grown comfortable with, and paths you once believed were the only way. But my child, it is in the moment I call you forward that your vision is expanded to see something greater, something I prepared long before the foundation of the world. You were not created to live confined within limits. You were designed to soar like an eagle, to cross mountains with the strength I give, to walk in supernatural guidance that depends not on what you see or hear. You may not yet see a clear way forward. Before you may stand towering walls, doors that appear to have long been locked. But I want you to know this. It is precisely when you feel there is no way out that I am quietly working a miracle. I am making a path in the wilderness, a stream in the dry land. I go before you, not alongside, not behind, but before you, clearing the path, removing obstacles, arranging all things in perfect order. Even now, while you hesitate, the doors are unlocking. What was once delayed is beginning to move. The gates the enemy used to imprison your dreams, those lies that convinced you there was no escape, no ascent, are trembling under the power of my hand. You do not see it with natural eyes, but in the spiritual realm, chains are breaking. The forces that once hindered you are being dismantled, not by your strength, but by my word, by my powerful presence moving on your behalf. My beloved child, do not listen to the voice of the enemy whispering that you cannot move forward. It constantly tries to make you believe that you are not good enough, not strong enough, not worthy enough. But I declare something else. I say that you are the one I have chosen, the one I have anointed, the one who carries the imprint of the Creator. You are not bound by the past, not imprisoned by failures or mistakes. Every step you are about to take is already written in the plan I have ordained, and you do not walk alone. When you tremble at the crossroads of choices, remember that it is I who stand at that intersection, reaching out my hand and inviting you forward. I do not promise the road will always be smooth, but I do promise your feet will not slip. I do not guarantee that trials will never come, but I guarantee you will never be abandoned. There are seasons you must walk through the darkness in order to comprehend the value of the light. There are doors that must close so that you can learn to wait for what is better. But I am the one who turns trials into opportunities, tears into testimonies, and delays into fulfilled promises at the most beautiful appointed time. You may see yourself as weak and unfinished, but that does not alter my plan. On the contrary, it is within that very weakness that my power is most fully revealed. I am not looking for perfection, I am looking for a willing heart. When you dare to take even one small step in faith, you will feel my hand lifting, guiding, and strengthening you. Each of those steps will carry miracles, for you are not walking by your own will, but in obedience to the divine call of your Father. So, my beloved, let go of fear. Reject the lie that you will always be stuck. Break the limits that others have placed upon you. Dare to believe that you were designed for something greater, for a higher calling, and for the glory that I will reveal through your life. Rise up, take a deep breath, and walk with the assurance that I, the one who created the heavens and the earth, am the one going before you, standing beside you, and remaining with you forever. You are not ordinary. You are called. You are not forgotten. You are being led. And now that the chains have been broken, walk out from that old place with your head held high, with a soul set free, and with a heart filled with hope. For I, your Father, am moving, and what I have begun, I will bring to completion. My precious child, when the moment comes for you to step into a new journey, there will be voices calling from behind, words, glances, even hearts that once walked beside you, trying to hold you in the place I have told you to leave. There will be those who do not understand why you are choosing a different path, a direction they find vague or even unreasonable. But child, not everyone hears my voice as you do. Not everyone sees the vision I've placed in your heart. They do not understand, not because they are bad or selfish, but because they are not in the sacred journey that I have set apart for you. So do not blame them. But also do not let your heart be tethered by what has passed. Some will try to hold on to you with memories, with affection, or even with fear on your behalf. They think they are protecting you from the unknown, but in truth, They are unknowingly anchoring you to a season I have already ended. Do not look back, my child. Do not be like Lot's wife, who turned around not because of some great sin, but because her heart still longed for the old and became a pillar of salt frozen forever in the past. You were not made to stop halfway. You were not created to live in regret. I have not called you to look back, but to move forward with your eyes fixed on me, the one who goes before you and who wrote your story before your first cry was heard. I know there are worries creeping into your heart, questions without answers, details that remain unclear. But child, you are not meant to carry it all. I did not call you to be the planner of everything. I simply called you to obey. When I tell you to go, it means everything needed for that journey has already been provided. Your provision does not come from your own striving, but from my hand, the same hand that parted the Red Sea, brought water from rock, and fed multitudes with manna from heaven. Do not let your heart be torn between moving on and holding back. I am the God of life, not of repetition. When I call you to a new place, it's because you have outgrown the old one. The old cannot contain the blessings about to be poured out. The familiar cannot teach you the depth of what's next. The safe no longer has the strength to keep the fire of your calling ablaze, and when you take that step, you will see everything I promised I will fulfill. The provision for this transition has already been dispatched from heaven. Doors are being opened, not by human hands, but by my power. Gates that seemed locked for years will suddenly swing open as you draw near, not because you were worthy enough, but because I gave you the authority to enter. I will send the people you need, new partners, those who share the vision arms that will lift you up. I will place within you a peace that surpasses all understanding, so that you will not be shaken by unexpected challenges. And I will grant you favor in ways you never imagined. You may expect everything to unfold in a logical sequence, a tidy chain of events, but I will surprise you, for I am not bound by human logic. I am the one who makes the impossible possible. I am the one who makes the desert bloom, who turns fragments into masterpieces, who takes the rejected and makes them chosen. When you step into that new place, whether it's a new city, a new mission, a new spiritual season, you will no longer doubt. Everything will become as clear as dawn after a long night. You will know without hesitation that it was I, your God, who opened the way, who sustained you, who provided, and who made all things possible. You will no longer say it was luck or it just happened, but you will declare with confidence, it was my Father who did this, and in that moment you will walk no longer with fear. Not because everything is easier, but because your heart is steadier. You will no longer depend on external affirmation, but live by an inner conviction. You will no longer need everyone's understanding as long as you know your Father is leading. And you will no longer hesitate to let go of the old, because your heart will be anchored in this eternal truth. Wherever I tell you to go, that place is your promised land. So walk, my beloved. Do not look back. Do not let what was hinder what is to come. Do not let others define your limits when I have already declared your heights. You are a child of light, a child of promise, a child of the one who never breaks his word. And your future is waiting not behind you, but ahead, where I stand with open arms. My beloved child, there are moments in life when you may feel lost in a sea of silence. Your prayers seem unanswered, your burning desires unmet, and with each passing day you begin to ask, Father, where are you? Have you forgotten me? I understand this, my child. I do not fault you for such questions, for I know your heart is seeking my presence. But today I want you to pause, take a deep breath, and listen to my whisper. You have never been forgotten. Even if the world makes you feel small, invisible, or cast aside from the dreams you once held dear in my eyes, you are always at the center of a divine plan, being woven with threads of love, patience, and wisdom far beyond human understanding. Every tear you've cried has not gone unnoticed. Every time you looked to the heavens and saw no sign, I was still watching you from above. I never turn my face from you. I never delay without reason. And above all, I never ignore your prayers. But child, some things require time, not time measured by earthly clocks, but by the timeline of heaven. I understand that while you wait, your heart may waver. When everything around you urges haste, my call for you to wait can seem counterintuitive. But remember, the delay you feel is not rejection. It is a preparation deep, intentional, and complete. Like a seed hidden in the soil, enduring the dark, the silence, the loneliness of being unseen, yet the moment will come when it sprouts, rises, and blossoms right in the season I have ordained. My beloved child, while you think I am silent, I am in truth at work. When you feel as though everything is standing still in the unseen realm, I am moving, orchestrating people, circumstances, opportunities, and timing, so that all things align at the intersection of miracle and divine precision. I am clearing the path before you, not merely a road of ease, but a way that leads to the fullness I have prepared since the beginning. I am preparing the companions who will journey with you in this new season. I am removing relationships that hinder your growth and rearranging everything necessary so that you will not walk alone. I am also preparing provision for you. Everything you need, whether material, emotional, or spiritual, I know it all, and I will release it at the appointed time. You don't have to strive in your own strength to build what I alone can establish. For when I move, doors will open that you never knocked on, and roads will appear where none seem to exist. But above all else, my child, I am preparing you. You may believe you are ready, but I see what you cannot. I see the wounds still needing healing, the cracks in your faith needing mending, and the quiet doubts that need to be illuminated. I do not lead you into a new season merely because you ask for it, but because you have been made ready for it. This delay is my mercy, that when you step into what I have promised, you will walk in confidence without fear, without regret, and without losing yourself amid the blessings. My beloved, when you feel lost in the days without answers, remember that I have never left you. When you walk without seeing light ahead, believe that my hand still guides you, even when unseen. Do not let silence cause you to question my love. Do not let the waiting cloud the high purpose I am setting before you. I invite you into trust, not in what you see, but in the one whom you know. I invite you to rest in the assurance that I am the God who is never late, never forgets a promise, and never abandons those who belong to me. And when your season arrives, when the door opens, when what you once only dared to dream becomes reality, you will look back and realize every delay, every silence, every tear shed was part of a loving plan woven by the one who never makes mistakes. So my child, be still and know that I am your God. Let faith rise above anxiety. Let hope eclipse doubt, and let me do what I have always done, work all things together for good for those who love me and wait upon me, and that includes you. My beloved child, there are things in the spiritual realm that your natural eyes cannot perceive, and there are movements from the heavens unfolding beyond your current understanding. You are living in a moment where I am working silently, yet powerfully. Though you may not see it or feel it clearly, I, your God, am still moving, still working, still tending to every detail of the path you are walking. I am quietly clearing the way ahead of you, removing stumbling blocks you don't even know exist and defeating dark forces lurking where your eyes have not seen. You don't have to see everything to believe. You only need to know that I never abandon a plan I begin. What the enemy once used to destroy you, the wounds, the betrayals, the bitter failures, I have not allowed them to be in vain. On the contrary, I have turned them into stepping stones to elevate you, to teach you how to rise, to strengthen you, to train your faith through fire. No pain is wasted when you place it in my hands. Not a single tear has fallen without being noticed and preserved by me. And because I have already seen the battles, the detours, and the blessings ahead I am moving you, you may feel unsettled, unsure why your heart is being stirred toward departure, change, or an inner call to leave what's familiar. You may even feel lost amid sudden shifts, relationships once close, now distant opportunities that seemed secure, now fading comforts, once soothing, now feeling restrictive and suffocating. But my child, none of these things are happening by chance. I am repositioning you not only in the physical but also in the deep spiritual sense, because I see what you do not, and I know what you do not yet understand. My vision is not confined to the present. I see the whole picture, from the beginning to the completion. I know where the better place is, the environment that will nurture. My grace in you, the doors opening to a new season filled with potential beyond what you can yet imagine. So do not cling to what I am asking you to release. Some things in your current situation, though they may seem fine, familiar, and safe, are no longer suited for where I am leading you. Just as old wineskins cannot hold new wine, your mind and your life must be renewed to receive the overflow I have prepared. There are relationships, though, once a blessing in a former season, that are not meant to walk with you into the next. Be thankful for them, bless them, but be courageous enough to let go when I call. There are habits you must leave behind, not because they're wrong, but because they no longer fit. There are mindsets that must be transformed, for they limit your faith, restraining you in smallness when I'm calling you into spiritual greatness. There are comforts you must release, because they hold you back in the safe zone while I am opening up the promised land. I know change is not easy. You will face losses, uncertainty, and even misunderstandings from others. But remember, you are not changing alone. I am the one orchestrating this change. I'm not merely waiting for you at the destination. I am walking with you, holding your hand through every shift, shielding you in every transition. And one day when you look back, you will see that I, the all-knowing one, had planned every step, every movement, every supposed failure that became divine redirection. You will see that everything you let go of was small compared to what you received. You will realize that in the process of losing, you truly found yourself within my perfect pleasing and goodwill. Therefore, my precious child, let your heart be soft. Let faith lead rather than feelings. Let my love be the anchor amid the waves of change. Believe that nothing happens outside my divine care, and be ready for where I'm taking you will not be like where you've been. It will be bigger, brighter, and fully aligned with the purpose I placed in your heart from the beginning. I am transforming you not so you will lose, but so you may gain. Not to pull you back, but to lift you higher. Not to defeat you, but to crown you with victory in my name. For I am your Father, and everything I do for you flows from unchanging love and a plan that never fails. My beloved, prepare your heart for a divine season of transition drawing near, a season I ordained long before you even sensed its ripening moment. When I begin to shift you, it's not just your location that will change, but the spiritual atmosphere around you will also begin to move. Things once thought immovable will begin to shift. Doors once tightly shut will open on their own, not by your striving, but by the power of my hand. And you will witness wonders beyond comprehension, unexpected opportunities, new connections, perfectly timed encounters, all serving as living proof that I, myself, am at work. At first, you may not recognize this turning point. It may appear as a casual meeting, an invitation, a flicker of an idea in your heart seemingly ordinary, yet actually the beginning of a series of divine disruptions orchestrated from heaven. You will begin to see my favor poured out in ways you never imagined. The doors opening will not only concern material things or career paths, but spiritual release. You will feel your heart lighten, your mind broaden, and those things that once discouraged you will become stepping stones for breakthroughs. The burdens you've carried through many seasons, responsibilities, fears, wounds, and unmet expectations will begin to lift. Not because you've found a logical solution, but because I am removing what no longer belongs to you. The pressure that once weighed down your soul like a giant stone will dissolve in the light of truth. And the battles, whether internal or external, that seemed never-ending, will begin to close. Not because the enemy has surrendered, but because I, the Creator, have declared that season finished. Yet, my child, I will not hide this from you. The transition will not be easy. It will not come with perfect peace. As you begin to step away from the familiar, voices will rise to hold you back. Some will say you're taking a risk. There will be worried sighs, doubting glances, and even subtle accusations from those you once trusted. The enemy knows that when you step into the new, it loses control. So it will sow fear, inject unanswerable questions, dark scenarios, and suspicion. It will whisper that you're making a mistake, that you're stepping away from safety, that you're walking into unknown land without guarantees. But listen to me, beloved, you are not walking alone. The land you're entering, though unfamiliar, is the place I've already prepared. I'm not pushing you into something new while watching from afar. No, I am going ahead of you, laying the path with my faithfulness. You do not need human assurance when you have my promise. You do not need external validation when you have heard my voice within. Remember, It is precisely during transition that your faith will be tested most, and it is also then that my grace will be poured out most abundantly. I do not demand perfection from you, only a heart willing to obey. And if you tremble, if your heart feels weak, if you feel lacking in courage, then draw nearer to me. Hold fast to the promise I etched into your heart from the very beginning. Let your silence be the space where I speak the loudest, and let each of your steps, even the slow trembling ones, be a response to my calling. For when you dare to move, heaven will shift, the earth will tremble, and the gates of heaven will open before you. My beloved child, I never promised that the new path would be easy, but I promised it would lead to life, to glory, to the fulfillment of the word I have spoken over your life. And when you look back one day, you will not regret what you left behind, nor long for what is past, but instead bow in gratitude, thankful that you dared to believe, dared to go, and dared to change when I called. So, my child, hold fast to your faith, stand firm in your conviction, and remember this: when I move you, nothing is random. Everything is part of a good and perfect plan, one that cannot be destroyed, cannot be delayed, cannot be stolen. For it is I who began it, and I who will bring it to completion. My beloved, quiet your heart and listen to what I am about to say, not as an abstract promise, but as a truth that is about to be established visibly in your life. Perhaps on this journey you've been misunderstood, doubted, even ridiculed by those who thought you wouldn't make it, who believed you were not strong enough, not talented enough, not blessed enough. Perhaps they whispered behind your back, falsely labeled you, or silently hoped for your downfall. But stand firm, my child, for I, the Lord your God, will silence every voice of accusation by what I am about to do in your life. Those who once questioned you and looked down on you will no longer be able to deny the reality that my hand is upon you, that my presence covers you, and that I, myself, am lifting you from the lowly place to a high place, far beyond what they ever imagined. Not for you to boast, but so they may see that I am faithful, the one who has chosen, refined, and now uses you as a sacred instrument to reveal my glory on earth. You do not need to answer them with words. The blessing I am pouring over your life will speak louder than anything you could say. Do not fear, my beloved. I know there have been moments when you felt as though you were being led into a desert heart full of confusion, wondering if I was testing you too much, questioning whether all these twists and turns would ever lead to anything. But I say to you, I am not toying with your life. I am not leading you in circles without purpose. Every step you take, whether you see it clearly or not, is precisely calculated in my divine timeline. You are not lost. You are being led. Every lesson you've endured, whether in tears or in silence, holds deep value. Not a drop of your sweat has been wasted. No season of waiting has been in vain. I have used those very hardships to shape you, soften your heart, trim away the unnecessary, and mold you into the vessel my kingdom needs. Just as a vine must be pruned to bear fruit, so I have pruned you not to harm you, but so you may live in the spiritual abundance I have destined for you. There were times when your heart felt stretched to its limits, unending pressure, relentless demands, burdens too heavy to carry. But what you didn't see was that in the midst of it all, I was expanding the capacity of your soul. I was preparing you to receive more wisdom, more insight, more blessings, that without prior refinement, you wouldn't have been able to sustain. I taught you through paths the world could never understand. I allowed you to walk slopes that seemed pointless, to live through silent days without answers, so that in that very stillness, you would learn patience, discernment, and obedience. You were once impatient, desiring your own way, thinking you knew the better route. But now you know there is no wisdom greater than humbling yourself to hear my voice and walk in my guidance. My child, the season you have long waited for is drawing near. I did not allow you to endure all this only to abandon you halfway. No, I have carefully planted, watered, and protected the seed within you so that in its appointed time it would sprout, blossom, and bear abundant fruit. The blessing I am about to release will not only fill your hands, but overflow into the lives of those around you, those who doubted you, silently watched you, or waited for a sign that I truly exist. So do not be dismayed when outside voices try to shake your confidence. Do not fear when others fail to acknowledge your effort or attempt to distort the journey you're on. Their validation does not define your worth. I, your Creator, am the one who determines your destiny and your outcome. And I have declared you will succeed not by your strength but by my Spirit. Keep walking, even if the path ahead remains unclear. Keep your heart upright, even if the reward is not yet visible. Keep sowing in tears, for a harvest of rejoicing is on the horizon. And when you step into fulfillment, remember to look up, remember to give thanks, and remember that it all came by my grace. For I am the one who began it, and I will surely bring it to pass. My beloved child, the days ahead will make you forget the years of hardship. My promises will come alive before your very eyes, and no voice of criticism will be able to deny it. In that moment, the world will have to acknowledge that I, the Lord your God, am alive, am active, and am loving you with a love that never changes. My dear child, let your soul be still and drink in my words as a stream of living water flowing through the dry soil of your spirit. You may still be clinging to what was lingering memories, unfinished dreams, relationships that have shifted. But I say to you, do not hold on to what is behind when I am opening up what is ahead. Do not let your heart be bound by the past when the future is calling, filled with things I have already prepared, better, greater, and more fitting for your purpose. You invested so much in a season, a path, a person, a dream, and it is not easy to leave, to let go, to believe there is something better ahead. But understand this, when I close a door, it is not to steal your hope, but to move you toward a wider, stronger threshold where light is not limited by what you once knew. I never take something from your hands without the intention of placing something greater into them. Do not let fear keep you from the promise. Do not let uncertainty blur the clarity of my word. Do not let the voice of doubt steal the destiny I have etched into your being since the beginning of creation. The enemy will always try to sow anxiety and lies into your heart, saying you are unworthy, that you will fail, that you are on the wrong path. But child, fix your eyes on me, not your circumstances. Cling to my promises, not your fleeting emotions. What is happening in your life is not by chance. It is not a random gust of wind, but a wave from heaven moving you closer to divine destiny. I am shifting, repositioning, and realigning you, not to disorient you, but to place you precisely where you need to be for what is about to unfold. Every change, every perceived loss is a piece of the loving plan I am intricately weaving. Things may still seem unclear. You're standing between what was and what is yet to come, and your heart may be filled with questions and confusion. But trust this, one day you will understand. One day you will look back and thank me not only for the blessings that came, but also for the trials I used to shape you, teach you, and shield you from things you once thought were good. You will give thanks for the prayers that weren't answered the way you wanted. For in the silence you learned to trust, to wait, to stand firm without proof. You will give thanks for the dreams that shattered, because without them you wouldn't have entered the greater dream I designed. You will give thanks for the unexpected detours, because without them you would not have escaped the dead ends you didn't even realize were there. My child, I have never let go of your hand. Even when you could not see, I was guiding. Even when you could not feel, I was protecting. I have blocked things before they could harm you. Relationships, you mourned, doors that never opened. Invitations that were never extended. Not rejection, but divine preservation. I know what you desire, but I also know what you truly need. And for that reason, I am preparing something greater than you dared, to dream deeper than what you've prayed, more lasting than anything you could have built on your own. I am preparing a new spiritual place, a new level of calling, a bountiful harvest for the seeds you sowed in tears. So, my beloved child, do not grieve what is gone, do not doubt what is coming. Keep your trust in me, the one who began a good work in you, and will surely complete it. Let your heart overflow with hope, not because everything has gone as you wished, but because you know I am still working, still faithful, still loving you with a love that does not change. One day you will see every piece fall into place, and you will smile in the fullness that only I can give. And until that day, walk on step by step in the light of faith. For I, your Father, go before you, wait for you, and prepare the way for you to enter all that is good. My beloved, I hear the voice of your heart, and I see trust growing within you like a green shoot rising through hardened ground. I feel every breath of longing you offer in the quiet hours when you don't say much, but your heart sings a silent hymn of praise. You have spoken, and I believe. You have commanded, and I obey. These are not just words, but declarations of faith, a trust not built on favorable circumstances or fleeting feelings, but rooted in a deep knowing that I, the Lord your God, am faithful and unchanging. You've walked a long road filled with stretches that seemed endless turns that left you disoriented and crossroads that made you question whether you'd gone the wrong way. But in the midst of all the uncertainty, you chose to lift your eyes to believe that I am still moving. You didn't need to see the destination to take the next step. You only needed to hear my voice, and that was enough to cause you to pray not just for answers, but for me, for wisdom beyond understanding, strength in weakness, and love that never fails. I have seen that. I do not overlook even the mustard seed of faith you've held on to, my child, when you say, "Though I don't understand, I choose to trust." You are touching the deepest heart of the relationship between humanity and God. True faith is not believing when all is clear, but obeying even when surrounded by fog. And I want you to know this: the movement in your life is not accidental, not because you are too tired or the world too harsh. It is a divine repositioning by my own hand. You are not being swept away in chaos, you are being led step by step toward where I have destined you to go. I am calling you out from the place you once clung to, not because it was bad, but because it is no longer enough for your new season. There are fields you've sown, and now the harvest is complete. There are lessons you've learned, and now it is time to enter deeper things. You have chosen to rest in the knowledge that I always work for your good, and that is mature faith. I have seen you learn when to let go, no longer clinging to fleeting feelings, but anchoring yourself in truth. And because of that, I can now entrust you with greater things. Yes, my child, every change, every transition, every shift is within my loving control. You don't need to understand everything to surrender. You only need to know that I never do anything without a good purpose. I know what needs to be removed, what must be kept, what must be healed, and what must be opened. All is unfolding according to my eternal design. So continue to lay your heart before me, all your fears, your unnamed anxieties, the doubts that creep in late at night, and the hesitations that slow your steps. I do not condemn you for these things, for I know you are made of dust, yet I love you with a love that surpasses all weakness. And because you dare to bring it all to me, you will experience my power in ways deeper than ever before. Remember, you are not being left behind. You are not walking into the unknown. You are being led into something greater. Perhaps your eyes have yet to see it clearly, but I am preparing a table for you in a wide open field, a place where you will sit and receive what I have already set in motion. Not leftovers, not remnants, but the very best portion, the one specifically appointed for you. You will look back and realize that the silence, the delays, and the dry seasons were all the prelude to a glorious symphony of praise. So, my beloved child, keep your heart steady. Keep walking with feet of faith and a heart in surrender. Do not fear the shaking. Do not hesitate because of uncertainty. For when everything around you shifts, I, the one who never changes, remain unmoved at the center, orchestrating, guiding, and covering you with everlasting love. And then you will see what I promised you I have fulfilled. What you laid at my feet I have turned into miracles. And it is in that surrender that you have stepped into something far greater than what you ever asked for or imagined. My beloved, in this noisy age where countless voices clamor all around from the world, from fear, from past experiences, and from the whispers of doubt, I see your heart yearning for stillness, striving to silence everything that does not come from me. You are choosing to turn away from words that unsettle your soul and instead tune your heart to one sound alone, the voice from heaven. And I take great delight in seeing that you long for my guidance more than the approval of men. You are drawing near to me, not asking for ease, but asking for my voice, my counsel, my light to choose among the many crossroads of life, only the path I have appointed. And you are right, my child, for there is no guidance more secure than mine, no voice more worthy of your ear than that which comes from the Holy One. When you say, "Speak, Lord," you are opening your heart for light to illuminate even the places where you once walked in darkness. When you pray, may your voice rise above all fear. You are choosing faith over confusion, surrender over control. I know there are still uncertainties in your heart, unanswered questions, unseen paths, and silent burdens no one else understands. But know this, I am not requiring you to have all the answers. I am simply calling you to walk one step at a time in trust. And when you say, "Let your presence be stronger than my anxiety," you are inviting me into the deepest part of your soul, the place where human words cannot reach and logic cannot touch. I am pleased that you seek peace not from your circumstances but from me alone. For true peace is not when all things are settled, but when you are settled in the truth that I am with you. When my peace rules your mind, worry loses its grip. When my peace saturates your soul, you can walk with confidence, not arrogance, but quiet strength, because you know you are walking the right path. You know you are not alone, and more than that, you know that I am the one who designed this path for you. My child, I see the humility in your heart when you say, "Lord, I ask for your wisdom." I hear that plea, and I am pleased to give you what you ask for, because it is written, "If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives generously to all without finding fault. Therefore I will give to you not sparingly, but abundantly. I will open your eyes to see which doors I have opened and which I have closed. I will teach you not just to discern between good and evil, but between what is good and what is right, for not everything that appears good comes from me. There are doors that glitter with light but demand the compromise of your soul. There are paths praised by man but lead nowhere near the destiny I've designed for you. So, my child, keep your heart tender, that heavenly discernment may work deeply within you. I will give you clarity so you will not be seduced by distraction. I will guard you from detours that only lead to weariness. I will protect you from delays that are not part of my design, things that seem like tests from me but are really diversions planted by the enemy to cause you to miss my appointed time. You do not need to walk fast, but be sure that each step you take is directed by me. Trust that even if you do not yet know where you'll be next month, I am already there. I am at the end of your journey, and I am beside you with every step. Each day, each decision, each act of discernment, everything will become clearer as you continue to place your heart in my hands. And if you lose your way, I will remind you. If you grow weary, I will strengthen you. If you stumble, I will lift you up. For my purpose is to bring you to where you truly belong, not merely a destination in space, but a position in the kingdom, a maturity in the spirit, a mission fully fulfilled. So, my beloved child, silence every voice that does not come from me. Choose to listen to me, even when what I say does not align with what you expected. Keep asking for wisdom, even when you think you've understood enough. Keep walking one step at a time with trust and obedience. For I, the Lord your God, will never forsake you, and I will complete the good work I have begun in you. And one day when you look back, you will see that every decision, every guidance, every moment of prayer was part of a glorious tapestry reflecting my glory through your life. My dear child, I have heard your cry from a humble and broken heart. In the long days without clear answers, in the nights of silent weariness, you did not run or give up. You looked up and whispered, "Lord, give me strength." And do you know what? That simple prayer, neither ornate nor complicated, was one of the deepest declarations of faith, because it confessed that you cannot walk without me and that your trust is wholly in my power and my sustaining hand. I see how you are enduring the process I am leading you through. I know there are seasons when you don't understand why I allowed certain things, why the promise still seems far, why the wait is so prolonged. But in the waiting, I am working more than you can see. I never let a single day of your life pass without purpose. Every hour, every minute, every breath you've held in weariness is a testimony of the endurance I am shaping within you, a strength, not from the flesh, but from the deep spiritual roots I am growing in you. You asked for the strength to wait without growing weary, and I declare to you, those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall soar like eagles, run, and not grow weary, walk and not faint. You are not waiting alone. In every day of delay, I am making your soul stronger, deeper, more filled with faith, so that when the harvest comes, you will not only receive the blessing but have the wisdom and foundation to sustain it. You asked for strength to stand firm in the face of opposition, and yes, you will face resistance, not because you are wrong, but because you are right. Light always provokes darkness. But do not fear, my beloved, for I, the one who called you, am also the one who fights for you. I will give you peace in the storm, a peace that will cause others to marvel. I will clothe you with the armor of righteousness, uphold you with my mighty hand, and place you in the battle not by your strength but by mine. You said, give me strength to trust even when I don't understand what's happening. I know that is not easy. I know that when you don't see me move, your heart can tremble. But that is precisely where true faith is revealed. When you don't see yet, you believe. When you don't understand yet, you obey. When you don't hold the outcome yet, you follow my lead. You don't need to know the entire plan, you just need to know the one who wrote it. And I never write tragic endings for those who love me. You asked for strength to keep walking even when the road seems long, and I say to you, the longer the journey, the greater the fruit. The perseverance in your silent steps today will bring extraordinary outcomes tomorrow. I am not leading you on the shortest path, but on the surest one. And every step, no matter how slow or quiet, holds eternal value in my eyes. You don't need to run to please me. You just need to keep walking and don't give up. My beloved, when you said, fill me with your supernatural strength, my heart was moved, because it shows that you understand you don't need to strive in your own strength. You were never created to carry it all alone. I never intended for you to navigate the darkness on your own. I created you for deep communion with me, where grace overflows, where my power is made perfect in your weakness. I do not ask you to be strong all the time. I only ask that you be humble enough to say, Father, I need you, and so I will give you strength not just to get through today, but to stand firm tomorrow. This strength will not come as a fleeting breeze, but as a deep, cool river flowing from heaven. This strength will not merely help you survive, but thrive, live boldly, live fully, live with purpose. It will help you rise from failure, smile in the storm, and worship even in the wilderness. So, my precious child, do not fear your weakness. Do not be discouraged by your limitations, for it is when you acknowledge that you are not enough that your heart opens to receive all that I am. Keep praying. Keep holding my hand. Keep walking. For I, the Lord your God, never turn away a heart that sincerely seeks me. I will give you strength, and even more, I will give you myself fully and without withholding, and that my child is all you will ever need. Amen. As a child of God, you are never alone. He is beside you in every moment, always reminding you to walk in faith and remain in His love. Follow and turn on notifications so you never miss a word I speak from heaven. Amen.